Welcome, adventurers. It's ranking day. We got Six Flags New England on the chopping block, or as I like to call the place, Clone City.
Begun. The Clone War has.
Let's find out where these coasters lie. Number 10. Our first clone of the list is the Vekoma Boomerang Flashback that opened in 1990 at Kentucky Kingdom before moving to Six Flags New England for the 2000 season. There isn't much to these rides, which makes it so frustrating that there's so many in operation. They're tolerable at best and headache-inducing at worst, and this one falls towards the bottom of the gene pool. It's easily the worst Vekoma Boomerang of the 6 that I've been on. Number 9. Clone 2 in the second Kentucky Kingdom hand-me-down is Gotham City Gauntlet Escape from Arkham Asylum. Say that 5 times fast.
How about no?
Opened in 2000 and relocated to New England in 2011, this wild mouse is so run-of-the-mill, I often forget it's even at the park. Which is probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said about this ride. Number 8. Our first original ride enters the fray, and it's my third oldest coaster credit. Opening in 1941, it is currently the oldest coaster operating in any Six Flags park. And boy, does it make you feel it. Why do I hate it, you ask? It's simple.
It's coarse and rough and irritating.
But in all seriousness, this ride is rough. And if you can dig on that, then more power to you, but this was the definition of a one-and-done coaster for me. Number 7. Just when you thought there was an original thought at this park, here comes another clone to pave the way. The Riddler Revenge, don't get me started on that one, is a Vekoma SLC that can be found at most parks around the world. Chances are, no matter how few parks you've been to, you've come across this titan of pain. And the less said about them, the better. Luckily for those braving New England's waters, the Riddler's Revenge is the least painful I've come across. Not that you'd ever get me on it again. Number 6. So many clowns. The Joker is an S&S 4D free spin model that Six Flags has been going gaga over as of late, installing 7 in their park since 2015. These rides all depend on your love of chaotic flipping, and while Great Adventure's version is really good at harnessing that chaos, this one is not. It's more of a rocking chair, and it does itself no favors by being the tamest out in circulation. Number 5. Surprise, surprise, number 5 is another clone.
1, 2, 3, 4. Doug, if I might. 1, 2, 3. 4.
Turning the classic boomerang formula on its head, these giant inverted boomerangs scare the living hell out of me. And that's a good thing. It takes a lot to push me to the edge of my thrill limit, but one go on these bad boys in the front row is all it takes to get my heart pumping. That slow climb up the lift with nothing in front of you but the space between you and certain death is chill-inducing. And I love it. I just wish it was more reliable. Number 4. Our last clone on the list is Pandemonium, a spinning coaster by Gerstlauer that opened in 2005. But we'll give this one half a point for originality because it was the first of them to open. Now, I'm not usually one for spinning coasters, but this one ranks this high mostly because the rest of the rides at this park leave much to be desired. If spinning's your thing, you'll leave happy. But for the rest of us,
I hate them!
Number 3. Batman the Dark Knight is a floorless coaster by B&M that opened for the 2002 season. Its compact layout helps make it a perfectly serviceable mid-tier floorless. It may not have the height of Dominator or the low-to-the-ground elements of Kraken, but Batman makes up for it by utilizing its space to take its inversions in a fun, fast-paced frenzy. Between its overbanked turn and the interlocking corkscrews, this ride has plenty to enjoy, and is the first ride to make this list that is worth re-riding.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Number 2. Taking the silver is Superman the Ride, an intimate hypercoaster that opened to the public in 2000. With an epic first drop, huge camelback hills, and a second act that twists and dives around itself, it's easy to see how this coaster is a 5-time Golden Ticket Award winner. Even with some of the worst restraints I've ever come across, this ride still manages to pack airtime moment after airtime moment. Just don't leave anything in your pocket so they'll be puncturing your thighs by the brake run. Number 1. Was there any other choice? Wicked Cyclone is a steel coaster by Rocky Mountain Construction that opened in 2015. Once operating as the wooden coaster Cyclone, it underwent an epic facelift into the beautiful piece of art we know it as today. This ride is epic, and the perfect example that a ride doesn't need to be the tallest or the fastest or even the longest to give one hell of a ride. It is a total backseat coaster. The force from that drop from the back is nuts. My last trip I got 3 rides in the back row without leaving my seat on little sleep and no food. I grayed out every time on that overbank turn. This ride lives up to its namesake. From the stall, to the double down, to the low to the ground 0G roll, this ride is as wicked as it is epic. And there you have it, my ranking for Six Flags New England. It may be Clone City, but its top 3 is well worth the price of admission, and I'd recommend it to anyone for the RMC alone. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe for more coaster rankings in the future, and we'll see you next time on the Adventure Outpost. And remember, this is just
one guy's opinion.